Before all of the glitz and glamour associated with the Super Bowl today, a South Bend man was making his mark in the NFL. Plus, we're party hopping to see how people in Michiana spent their Super Bowl Sunday. Fox 28 News starts right now. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for staying up late with us. I'm Mike Brookbank. First on Fox tonight, Super Bowl Sunday. It means parties, parties, parties. Everyone gathered to root for their favorite team tonight, and Fox 28's Lindsay Fulton was there for some of the fun.
It's all about food, friends, and of course, football.
This is the big shebang. Football's always big.
It's kind of like watching an action movie. You think you're the hero in it. You think you're the guy out there doing that, even though it would probably kill us if we tried it ourselves.
For some, maybe it's a dream, but for others, this year is a little disappointing.
I think in the Midwest, it probably is a little bit less meaningful than if a team from Indiana or maybe Chicago were there, but it's football. I mean, you know, guys live for football.
In some cases, the girls were actually out cheering the guys.
I mean, you don't need tons of guys. Girls like football too, so get them together and we can have a great time.
But for others, it's more serious than that. The guys weren't the only ones who had dibs on the big game.
We have been making bets on touchdowns and who's between Patriots and Eagles, just because we have about half and half here fans.
You made a bet with my brother? Yeah. And you lost?
Yeah.
No matter what team you were rooting for tonight, the outcome could mean a lot here in Michiana.
We think that for recruiting purposes, Charlie Weiss winning would probably be better because the potential recruits that Notre Dame has coming in would probably like to see their future coach win.
In Mishawaka, Lindsay Fulton, Fox 28 News.
And Super Bowl Sunday translates into big business for some retailers in Michiana. We talked to an employee at Best Buy about the latest in big screen TVs. Managers say sales have increased leading up to the Super Bowl. Low interest rates and new technology may be behind the television purchasing trend. Best Buy says it usually has good sales right before the Super Bowl, but this year was one of the best.
They're getting ready for it. They want the big screen. They're going to have friends over, have some Super Bowl parties, and they want to be able to watch it on a good TV.
Best Buy also contributes strong sales to the rise of the digital age, which promotes products like digital and plasma screens. One man is in police custody and another is in the hospital after a shooting in downtown Elkhart. Police say it happened in the 100 block of East Lexington Avenue just after 10:30 last night. Police aren't releasing any names, but they say, according to witnesses, a man shot another man in the alley behind the Knights of Columbus building. After he fired the gun, police say he ran inside.
Witnesses on scene was able to provide us with a suspect name and advised that he ran in the back door of the Knights of Columbus. And officers with the Elkhart Police Department and the Elkhart County Sheriff's Department went in and was able to locate the suspect.
Now, if you have any information about this shooting, call the Elkhart Police Department at 574-295-7070, or you can call Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-800-342-STOP. Rescue crews are called out to the westbound lanes of the bypass after a car leaves the road and crashes into a tree. It happened just before 8 o'clock at the St. Joseph-Elkhart County line. Police say the driver of the car hit the center median before running off the road. The man behind the wheel was transported to Elkhart General Hospital. An officer on the scene tells Fox 28 before the accident they received reports of an erratic driver. Police are still investigating. A late-night car crash kills a Michiana man. Police say 32-year-old David Wolin of Elkhart was driving east on County Road 20 around midnight Saturday when his car left the road, hit a power pole, went airborne over a creek, and flipped over 2 times before coming to a stop. Wolin was pronounced dead at the scene. He was not wearing his seatbelt. Police are waiting on toxicology reports to see if alcohol was a factor. A Michiana man is in custody accused of stealing a police cruiser and then bringing it back. Mishawaka police say Dennis Glick of South Bend took this squad car early Saturday morning from where it was parked in the 57,000 block of Crumpstown Highway. It was returned to the same location a short time later, but several items were missing from the car, along with a shotgun. Glick is being charged with auto theft, 2 counts of theft, possession of stolen property, and criminal mischief. Police say most of the items taken from the car were recovered, including a weapon taken from an Indiana State police car. A 10-year-old Indiana girl found dead is laid to rest in her hometown. The community of Crothersville came together this weekend to say goodbye to Caitlin Katie Coleman. The little girl's funeral was held today. Coleman's body was found last month in a stream about 15 miles from her home. Police have charged 22-year-old Charles Hickman with Katie's murder. 2 other people have been arrested for misleading police. Former Indiana Governor Joe Kernan still isn't sure how he'll spend his post-government years. Kernan says he didn't listen to Governor Mitch Daniels' State of the Speech last month because he was vacationing in the Caribbean. Kernan, who was South Bend mayor for 17 years before being elected Indiana's lieutenant governor, says he has no plans to run again for elective office. Kernan says he misses the people he worked with in Indy, but he doesn't miss the stress and time-consuming demands of being governor. Remembering the road to freedom this Black History Month. Today, the Elkhart County Historical Society held a program called Slavery to Freedom, the Underground Railroad. It took a close look at the underground system in place in Elkhart, St. Joseph, and Cass counties to help move fugitive slaves from southern states to northern states. More than 100 members of the audience learned how Michiana played a part in the historic movement.
We have a lot of different programs throughout the year on local history subjects, and hopefully the folks that enjoy this will come back and partake in some other parts of local history.
This was the first time the museum held a program that solely focused on the Underground Railroad system through Michiana. A Detroit woman gets more than she bargains for while window shopping in Chicago. Andre Sheena and his girlfriend Kelly were admiring the windows outside Marshall Fields on State Street. The couple was approached by a cameraman and asked to be a part of a promotional video being shot. Sheena knew all along the video was a disguise for a big surprise for his girlfriend. As the couple approached the 3 windows, they were uncovered one by one. The first said Kelly, the second window said I love you, and the third asked, will you marry me? A surprised Kelly, of course, said yes.
Known when I do something, I go all out. So this is something that I wanted to do that would surprise her and floor her. Did I floor you?
You floored me. Good time.
Shopping and a wedding proposal. Boy, that's a happy woman. The proposal was part of a promotion for a champagne company. The couple has not yet set a wedding date. Very creative. Well, how times have changed in the world of professional sports. With Super Bowl 39 in the books, we're taking a look back. Fox 28 sports director Dean Huppert has the story of a South Bend man who played in the national championship of his time. The story coming up on Fox 28 News.
And we saw that rain heading in our direction today. Look at all this here. Some snow to the northwest, but pretty dry conditions, making that rain not falling very well, or not coming down, so to speak. Here's what it looks like on your double Doppler radar. There's more rain and even a chance for snow in the forecast. Complete details for you. That's coming up a bit later.
Closed captioning for Fox 28 News is brought to you by Alex Home Medical, because we care.
First, someone thought up the working lunch. Then we discovered the working vacation. And now, thanks to George Bush's planned Social Security benefit cuts of up to 46% to pay for private accounts, it won't be long before America introduces the world to the working retirement. Call Congressman Chris Chicola today and tell him no, George Bush can't cut Social Security.
News, weather, and sports to the power of Fox. Fox28.com.
Tomorrow's basketball stars are descending upon Michiana today.
That's right. It's the 2005 McDonald's All-American High School Basketball Game. Live March 30th at the Joyce Center on the University of Notre Dame campus.
You know, past stars like Shauna Zolman and Sean Kemp have played in this game.
And proceeds benefit the Northern Indiana Ronald McDonald House Charities.
You want to get your tickets today.
Visit the website or call the number you see here.
The McDonald's All-American High School Basketball Game. Don't miss it.
Fox Monday on 24.
the single most terrifying threat in the history of the United States.
What are the casualty projections? 450,000 deaths in the first 24 hours.
Isn't a single threat at all.
We could have 6 nuclear disasters on our hands.
I'm gonna have to try and handle this myself.
Be careful. There's been a breach in CTU.
He's trying to leave the building. Drop the weapon now!
No! 24. Parental discretion advised.
Monday at 9 on Fox 28.
You're watching Fox 28 News.
60 years ago, 2 South Bend men played in the Professional Football World Championship. Today, it's called the Super Bowl. Steve Bougris was from South Bend, Washington, and played for the Washington Redskins. And as Fox 28 sports director Dean Huppert reports, Steve Nemeth not only went to Riley, but he was a champion at Notre Dame and in the pros.
The salaries of today are so different.
Oh, very much different, yeah. How did he put it? He'd say he could take his check and cash it at the grocery store. They couldn't do that today. Yeah, because his wasn't that big.
No, Steve Nemeth wasn't a multi-million-dollar athlete, but he was one of the best of his time. After graduating from Riley, he went to Notre Dame and was one of Leahy's lads. Along with Angelo Bertelli and Johnny Lujack, he helped the Irish win 2 national championships. How exciting was that at Notre Dame?
Oh, cool. Yeah, real cool.
He left Notre Dame before graduating because he wanted to play pro football. He might tell you today that was a mistake because it affected him longer term, but he only saw the shorter term aspect. But he was able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. So.
He played for the Chicago Rockets and was the 3rd highest scorer in the league. He was the MVP of the Montreal Alouettes. He played for the Baltimore Colts, but it was his championship in 1945 that should have made him famous. The